Okay. So we're gonna start in a child's pose with the knees wide and the big toes touching. Set up any props you want, a pillow under your belly or between your thighs and your calf muscles. Either way, just settle your heart down. Settle your forehead and your third eye down. And just start to take some deep breaths. And if your arms don't like this extension, your hands can be right down by your side. Your legs can be together. You can take whatever pose works for you to start, to center, to come into yourself. So that might be even sitting upright or lying on your back. Wherever you are, start to find your breath. And without really changing it much just yet, just start to feel it moving in the body. Notice the quality of the breath. And when I say that, I mean more like notice if it feels a little shallow, or if it feels deep, if it feels fluid, or if it feels constricted. Not really labeling it as good or bad in terms of quality, but just notice where it's moving, how it's moving. If it's catching, if it's fluid. And then start to consciously deepen your breath. Find that slight constriction at the base of the throat, coming into Ujjayi breath. Start to feel that vibration in the back of the throat. Start to send that breath into the back body in the inhales, opening the sacrum, lengthening along the spine, and opening into the back of the heart, back of the neck, skull, crown of the head. The exhale, softening the third eye to the earth, the heart towards the earth. But then it's drawing the ribs towards one another and the navel up towards the spine. And then keep that kind of wave-like breath moving through the torso. And feel for breathing in that full circumference of your diaphragm. So top to bottom, or bottom to top, but also side to side and front to back. So you're feeling it really balloon out in every direction. And then start to feel your hips get a little bit heavier to your heels. Breathe into those hips, another couple breaths, and then take a moment in these next couple breaths to set any intentions you want to set for your practice. Go ahead and let the palms walk together right in front of the head. Bring a little bit of energy between the palms, draw the elbows towards one another, and then bend at the elbows and let the fingers point to the sky. Take a big inhale and lengthen your elbows, maybe walk them forward a little bit, and as you exhale, melt the heart a little bit more. Breathe a little bit deeper into the hips. Sits bones getting heavier to the heels. And then extend those arms out in front of you. Inhale, lift onto your knees. Walk the elbows out even further. This time your knees will stay over your hips. Take an inhale, get long here, and on the exhale, melt the heart again, melt the forehead, lift the forearms and palms, or fingertips, rather. Big breaths in the upper back. And then release the forearms down, walk the hands back under your shoulders, set the wrists right under the shoulders and the knees right under the hips. Spin the biceps forward and start to find your cat-cow, that inhale, opening the front of the body, and the exhale, rounding. You start to move with your breath, and again, if your wrists or shoulders are bothering you, try this tented up version. There's a little less weight in the arms, and there's more weight being held by the strength of your core and your lower body. And if your hands are flat, same thing. See if you can take that pressure out of the heels of the hands, out of the wrists, and distribute it through the whole hand. And then let your body move in whatever way it feels inclined to move here. Close your eyes and move it around. And then when you're ready, land in downward facing dog. Take about 3 breaths to get there. Once you land there, feel free to take any movement here that feels good. You might pedal out the heels. Keep spinning the triceps in towards your face. Let the head go. Go ahead and find stillness in your down dog, lifting your tailbone up nice and high. Pressing your thighs back and your heart to your thighs. Good. And then from here, bend your knees and send your chest back to your thighs. And then send your heels down to the earth. And then walk your feet up just about a foot. Turn your toes out and your heels in. And bend those knees again and sink your hips back to your heels. Get really long in that torso. Big inhale. And then exhale to straighten out the legs. Realign the feet, hip distance and parallel. Again, bend the knees, turn the toes out, sink your hips down. And exhale, straighten the legs, parallel the feet. One more. Inhale, toes out, hips low. Exhale, straighten out, feet parallel. Inhale, lift your hands, and as you exhale, step the feet, walk them all the way to the front of the mat, land with them hip distance and parallel. Take an inhale, lift and lengthen the heart, and exhale, forward fold. Now bend the knees, draw the belly in, and let your torso just hang here and sway a little side to side. And then come through neutral, heavy torso, strong core and legs roll up to stand. Let the head come up last. Once you come upright, roll the shoulders back and down. Spin the palms forward and just take a moment here, standing on your feet. Feeling your feet anchor down. Feeling the lift in the arches and in the kneecaps, the pelvic floor, the low belly, the heart, the crown of the head. So that simultaneous feeling of anchoring down and rising up. And then again, that breath is filling you up as if you were this balloon. Every direction the breath is moving in your diaphragm. So that with every inhale, there's space created. There's opening. Extension, length, and with every exhale, an opportunity to kind of soften, to root down into the earth, to soften deeper into yourself, to release. Back to your intention, keep it in your mind's eye, and then inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Eyes can be open or closed as you like. Let the palms touch right above the head, and exhale, draw the hands right down the center line. Soften the knees and hinge at the hips as you forward fold, letting the head go. Inhale, find that half lift, and exhale, fold all the way down. Knees stay soft. Inhale, come to that half lift. This time, take your hands to your hips. Draw the shoulders back from the ears and the elbows back. Get nice and long through your torso. You should feel the back of your legs turning on here. On the next inhale, you're just going to unhinge, stand all the way up. Release the palms again. Inhale, sweep the arms up, lift the gaze. Palms come to touch. Exhale, soften the knees, hinge at the hips, forward fold, release the head and the neck. Inhale, lengthen into that half lift. This time, hands come by your hips or any of the 2 previous versions, rolling up or unhinging. From here, we're going to unhinge with our arms. So take an inhale, get long, feel your core turn on, feel the backs of the legs turn on. Next inhale brings you all the way up, arms float up. So you have 3 options as we transition. This time, exhale, right down, forward. Inhale, half lift, hands to shin sides, or they can be on the floor. Exhale, walk it back, downward facing dog. On the inhale, take your right leg, reach it back and up, keep the hips squaring, and on the exhale, bring the knee into the forehead. We're gonna hold here. Your left knee can come down to the earth. Pull your knee into your head like you're trying to touch that knee. Pull your navel up to your spine. You're pressing onto the toes of that left foot. You're pulling your heel into your bum and your knee up to your head and your navel back to your spine. Hold and breathe. Take it all the way back. Inhale. Same thing. Exhale, knee to the forehead. This time we're going to tick-tock that knee over to the right elbow, to the center, over to the left elbow, to center, over to the right, to center, over to the left, to center, and all the way back. Inhale. Same thing, exhale, knee to the forehead. This time, look to your right thumb, set your foot there. You're gonna take the left side of the mat and double it over. Set the knee down, inhale, rise into your low lunge. Spin the triceps in, anchor that front foot, anchor your back shin, and squeeze the thighs towards one another. As you do that, feel the pelvic floor lift and the low belly lift and the heart lift. Beautiful. Okay, press down through that back shin. Inhale, lift from pelvic floor to crown, and then exhale, send your right sit bone a little closer to your right heel and draw the outer right hip back. Good. From here, take the right hand around behind your low back, create kind of a shelf for that low back. That right arm anchors in and down on that sacrum. The left tricep wrapping in towards your face. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, go back. As you do that, that right forearm is pressing in and down into your low back. So low back stays long, low belly stays active. Extension and opening into that left hip flexor. Good. And then inhale, come back up. Release that right hand to come up as well. From here, release the left hand to come to the back of the left thigh. Lengthen up to your right arm. Now this arm can be up on the thigh or in. Then you're going to see if that left heel wants to curl into your bum. See if you can reach back and grab the top of the foot. And then pull the heel in towards your bum. Lift, same thing, pelvic floor, belly, heart, and then maybe drop in. Maybe this arm is extended or maybe it's lifting up and back. Left shoulder's dropping out of the ear. Breathing into that psoas. Into that hip flexor. Outer right hip keeps drawing back. Beautiful. Gently release this back foot without it slingshotting down. Release it down. Shift yourself back, half split. Left hip over left knee, right leg extended. You have to be on the side so you can see me. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold in. Draw that right kneecap back. And breathe here. Find that you dry your breath and wash it right through the back of the leg. From here, shift yourself forward, set your hands under your shoulders. We move back to high plank. Inhale and breathe here. Uncurl the mat, set the knees down, shoulders back and elbows in, lower all the way to the belly. Extend both legs long, shoulders lift, elbows tuck in, and then inhale, heart forward and lift up. And then exhale, press through your hands and your knees. Downward facing dog. Keep moving the cat from the front of the camera. Yeah, go. Anchor the hands and the feet equally. Spin the triceps and she's okay. You can leave her. Okay, other side. Inhale, left leg rises, hips stay squared. Exhale, knee to the forehead, round and pull in. Heel to bum, navel to spine, knee to forehead. Arms are strong. Again, your right knee can be on the ground. You can skip this all together. Hold 2 more breaths. Inhale, take it up and back. Here we add that tick-tock. Exhale, knee into the forehead. We take it over to the left, over to the right, to the left, to the right, and all the way back and up. Inhale here. Exhale, knee to the forehead, set the foot by your left thumb, curl the right side of the mat under, and rise up, low lunge. Inhale, take the arms up. From here, Same thing, create that foundation. Top of the back foot is pressing down. Triceps are wrapping in. That right hip flexor is opening up. From here, keep the right arm extended. Take the left arm into that low back, forearm anchoring in and down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, send your left sit bone towards your left heel. Draw the outer left hip back as you press into your right shin. And then inhale and lift the heart up. Maybe take the gaze up and back. Keep that left forearm, reminding your low back to stay long. Good, and then inhale, come back upright. Release that left arm up. Exhale, set your right hand to the back of the right thigh. Maintain that foundation and then draw the right heel up. Maybe reach back and grab that right foot. Keep drawing that outer left hip back. Extending up through the left arm. Inhale here. And then on the exhale, maybe send your left sit bone a little closer to your left heel. Maybe lift your heart, lift your gaze. Beautiful. And then release that right foot down. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, half split. Left toes up, left kneecap back, heart forward and down. And then from here, shift yourself forward, unroll the mat, high plank. Inhale and hold in your high plank. This time with or without the knees, heart forward, shoulders back and elbows in, lower to your belly. Tops of the feet press down. Inhale, heart comes forward and lifts up. Shoulders squeeze down and back and hover your hands above the floor. All kinds of obstacles today. And then exhale, press your hands and your knees, downward facing dog. Okay, from here, inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right knee to the outer right elbow. Squeeze, lift up high, pull the heel in, squeeze that oblique. Hold it, keep breathing. And inhale, take it, no thank you, back and up. From here, you may get a mat and join me. Okay. From here, right leg is lifted. Go ahead and spin that hip open and bend the knee. Drop the heel towards your left shoulder, press your left arm bone in, inhale, and then take some circles in that right hip. And go the other direction. Good, and then extend the leg, inhale, same thing, exhale. Knee to that outer right elbow, look to your pinky finger, set your foot there. Stay long here. So the right foot just outside the right hand, the inner right thigh pressing into your upper right arm. Back of the left thigh lifted or knee down, but inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, start to melt the heart. Start to melt the heart. Good, and then we're gonna go ahead and set the knee down. Make sure it's nice and long. You can uncurl the toes. And then maybe stay on the hands or maybe drop to the elbows for a lizard. Keep hugging your right knee in. For this first one, toes forward, knee hugging in. Heart lengthening forward, belly lifting. Back of the left or top of the left leg pressing down. And then from here, inhale, come back up. Now spin the right toes out to the right at about 45 degrees. Flex your toes. Take an inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Take your left hand slightly in front to the outside of the left shoulder, just like at a tiny diagonal, and then spin your heart open towards that right thigh. Take your hand and drag your right thigh out of that hip and spin it open a little bit. Like gently press it away as you lean back, and then drop your shoulders. Stay right here. This might be enough. Or bend that left leg again, reach back and grab for the top of the foot, pull it in. This might be enough. Or you might drop that left elbow right under your shoulder. So lots of options. Do the one that feels best. Wherever you are, you're breathing. Good. From here, If you have the foot, gently release it. Bring the right hand under the shoulder, left hand under the shoulder, release that left leg down. Turn the right toes back forward, so right where we started, wrists under shoulders, inner thigh pressing into upper arm, curl those left toes under, and exhale, lift up. From here, just rock a little front to back. And then from here, keep your left heel high, exhale, straighten that right leg. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Draw the kneecap in. So you're a little bit, you're in this wide pyramid. Keep drawing that right hip back. And then maybe start to send your left heel down behind your left toes. Block is great here, fingertips. Okay. Bend that front knee again. Wrists are back under the shoulders as you inhale. As you exhale, press the floor away from you. Pull the belly in, hover that right leg. Send it back, three-legged dog. Take an inhale, set yourself up. If you need to shorten your dog, go for it. And then again, spin your hip open, bend the knee. Now this time, circle, stay here, or look under your left armpit and maybe flip it on over. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Ha. One more. Inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Good. With control, spin it back around, three-legged dog. And exhale, set it down. Down dog. Inhale forward to high plank. Exhale with or without the knees. Lower to your belly. Hands come behind your back, this time interlace. Feet extend back and press down. Inhale, heart extends forward and lifts up. Shoulders back, knuckles back, lift up. Let the back of the neck stay long, like you're trying to stretch your shoulders away from your ears, away from the crown of the head. Feet are reaching back, knuckles are reaching back. Beautiful. And exhale, lower down. Take an inhale here. And then either through hands and knees or reversing that chaturanga, downward facing dog. Elbows are above the wrists. Press up and back. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee to the outer left tricep. Lift it high. Pull the heel in. Pull the belly in. Squeeze and breathe here. Good. And then inhale, take it all the way back and up. Triceps spin in, hip spins open, bend your knee. Press into your right arm bone so that shoulder's not collapsing, then take some circles. Go the other way. And then inhale, extend that leg back and up, square the hip, exhale. Left knee, outer left tricep, look to your pinky, set your foot there. Wrists under the shoulders, you're long in this lunge and wide. Heart is forward and shoulders are back. Feel the back of the left thigh lift so that leg's really active in the inner right thigh, lengthen back. And then send the right knee to the floor, uncurl the toes. Inhale, lengthen here. You might stay right here. You might use a block to set your elbows on, or you might bring your elbows all the way to the earth. Same thing, toes are forward here, knees hugging in. And you'll notice one side's probably slightly different than the other. It's totally normal. Breathe into it. And then inhale, walk up to the hands. Turn the left toes at a diagonal to the left. Take the right hand at a slight diagonal up and over to the right. And then start to inhale, lift the heart. Spin the heart open. Try to start to lean back away from your thigh. Flex your left toes. Get lifted in your heart. Lean back. Stay here. Bend that right knee. Reach back for the foot. Draw the foot in. Draw the shoulders down. And then maybe drop down to your elbow. Big breath across the heart, across the front of the right thigh, active through all 10 toes. Release the foot. Set the hand down, walk the other hand in, turn the left toes forward. Inhale, lengthen here. Curl your right toes under. Keep the heel high. Exhale, straighten both legs. I like to lift onto my fingertips here as I inhale, lengthen. Make sure your kneecaps are lifted, your spine is long. And then exhale and fold. And then you might start to send that right heel behind your toes. Keep breathing into the back of the legs. And then inhale, come back forward into that wide lunge, wrists under the shoulders. Press the earth away from you, pull the belly and exhale, hover that left foot. Take it all the way back, three-legged dog. Now triceps wrap in, that's important, and then hip rolls open. Try and keep your right heel directly behind your toes as you spin open. Stay here, circle it, or look under your right shoulder. Set the left foot down. Inhale, lift into your wild thing. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. One more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Bring it back around, three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, set the foot down. Forward to high plank. Exhale to the belly. Interlace the hands, opposite clasp this time. Lift the shoulders, lift the heart, and then draw them all the way back. Back of the neck stays long. Take an inhale here. And the next inhale, extend the legs back and up. And then exhale, lower down. Rest here on your belly, child's pose or down dog for the next 4 breaths. Okay, make your way to down dog if you're not already there. On the inhale, you're gonna look to your hands. At the bottom of the exhale, your feet are gonna step wide to the peaky side of the hands or float there, you choose. Take them wide, let the toes turn out slightly, the heels in. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, sit into your squat. Take the elbows to the inner thighs, the thumbs to the heart, the crown of the head to the ceiling, and breathe here. Then just close your eyes. Deep breaths in and out. Beautiful. From here, set your hands down. Exhale, lift the hips, turn the toes in. Bring them all the way to hip distance and parallel. Take an inhale, lengthen. Soften the knees and exhale, fold. And then take the hands behind you and interlace them. Lift the shoulders, lift the knuckles. From here, bend your left knee, send your right hip out and back. Like you're trying to draw your right hip away from your right shoulder. Right leg is straight, left knee is bent. And then let your head go and spin your chest to the right. So it's like your left shoulder is drawing towards your left thigh, the knuckles towards the ceiling, the right hip away from your right shoulder, the right ribs ballooning out and breathing here. You should feel this all the way down the outer right hip and leg and even into the waist and ribs. Good, and then slowly come through center as that left leg straightens. Now right knee bends, left hip draws away, and the chest spins open to the left. Lift the shoulders, drop the head, breathe down that whole left side. Good, and then bend that or straighten that right leg, come back through center. Exhale, release the hands to the sacrum. Bend the knees, draw the belly in and roll yourself all the way up to stand. Inhale, take the arms up for extended mountain and exhale, hands to the heart on Jelly Mudra. Back inhale, inhale, lift and lengthen the heart and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen here, exhale, downward facing dog. Triceps in, head, head. Inhale, take that right leg, reach it back and up. And on the exhale, you're going to bring it straight through to that right thumb, runner's lunge. You can be on your fingertips, on your blocks, back the left thigh lifted. You can be into a low lunge with the knee on the ground. You choose. From here. Kitty, stop. Stop it. Let her outside. No, no attacking. Sorry, my cat's attacking my kid. From your runner's lunge, inhale, lengthen here. Set the left hand down, float the right arm up. Take a nice easy twist. Release that right hand down, straighten that right leg. Good. Hips high, heel high. Lengthen here, exhale, fold. From here, bend the front knee, slide the foot back about a foot. You're going to turn your right toes to the right and your outer edge of your left foot to the floor. Left hand's going to come down. And then let your hips sink. Inhale, stretch your right arm up. Good. Hammock that left waist and outer left hip. Good. And then on the inhale, reach your right arm up, reach your hips up, press into your feet, stretch over your arm. And then exhale one more time, melt the hips down. Reach this time your fingertips to your left foot. And inhale, take it all the way back up. And then exhale, let that hand come all the way around as you spin your feet forward. Three-legged dog, right leg up. Now this same right leg, take an inhale here, and on the exhale, cross it under, right knee towards the left elbow. Now kick that foot out to the left. In line with your hip and on the outer edge of the right foot. You can stay right here, or come flat onto your left foot, spin your left arm up. So the outer edge of the left foot is parallel to the back of your mat, and your hips are lifting. Big inhale, open up the heart, spin open. And then exhale, pivot back around to the toes of the back foot. Set your left hand back down. Take a push up here, inhale, exhale, three-legged dog. Beautiful. From here, set that foot down. Take a moment, set the feet back up, downward facing dog. High plank to the belly. Hands by the hips, uncurl the toes. Everything lifts and lengthens, locust pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to the forehead, foot to the left thumb, runner's lunge. Tent up onto the fingertips. Inhale, get long here. Set the right hand under the right shoulder. You can stay on fingertips, knuckles, or hand float the left arm up. Keep drawing that outer left hip back, pressing down, reaching up. And then exhale, set that left hand down, straighten the front leg for pyramid. Take an inhale, lengthen forward, kneecaps lift, and then exhale, hinge. Send that right heel behind the toes. Send your heart and your crown of your head forward so the hinge is at the hips. Okay, and then from here, bend that front knee, lift the hips and slide that foot back about a foot. Right hand comes flat. You're going to spin to the outer edge of the right foot. Left toes come forward. Reach the arm up. Let the hips sink. Inhale here. Flex those right toes. Lift up and reach over your arm. Inhale, stretch. And then exhale and fold and sink down. I don't know what's in there. Yes. Inhale, lift up, reach up and over. One more time. Exhale, sink down. And then inhale, reach up and over. Set the hand down. Spin to the toes and inhale, take that left leg back and up. Okay, from here, exhale, left knee to the right elbow. Kick the foot out so you're on the outer edge of the foot. Spin flat onto the right foot. Take the right arm up, big inhale here. And then exhale, let that right arm come back around, spin to the toes of that right foot. Three-legged dog, inhale. Set the foot down, down dog. Inhale forward to high plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, locust pose. From here we rest, either here on the belly, child's pose, or down dog. Okay, make your way to down dog if you're not already there. Inhale, look to the hands at the bottom of the exhale, step, walk, or float. Land the feet together so the big toes are touching, the heels are slightly separated. Inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, fold, sink the hips, come up onto the toes, and then open the knees wide so the inner edges of the feet are touching. Lengthen your arms forward, tenting up onto your fingertips, sink your hips back, drop your heart and your head, big inhale here. And exhale, soften in. Good. And then walk the hands in, walk the knees in, take an inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, press into your feet and your hands, lift the hips and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, either rolling up or unhinging. Exhale, hands to the heart. From here. Sit back, Utkatasana. Sit the hips back and down, lift the arms, pull the belly in. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen the heart. Exhale, we're gonna walk it back to down dog. Inhale, take your right leg, reach it back and up. And on the exhale, bring it all the way through for warrior two. Set it up this way. Good. Flip this way. Front heel, back arch, line up, shoulders land up right over the hips. Right leg is in front. Arms are extended. Bend into that front knee, let it open towards your second and third toe. Spin this outer left knee open as you press into the outer edge of that foot. Good. Now reach back to your left arm. Set it to the back of the thigh, flip the right palm up and reach up and over. Reverse. Your warrior. Keep that bend in the front knee and an opening towards the second and third toe. Lift out of that right hip. Take an inhale. Exhale, sink in a little deeper. And then on the next inhale, straighten that leg and reach. Press into that front foot. Lift through your fingertips. Beautiful. And then bend that knee back in. Inhale, float your arms back up. Exhale, set the hands behind you and interlace them. Roll the shoulders back, take an inhale, knuckles lengthen. And as you exhale, spin your navel toward your front thigh, fold in. Let the head go, let the knuckles lift, keep pressing evenly into the feet. And then on the exhale, set the hands to the sacrum, stay low with your torso, walk the hands out towards the right corner of the mat so your upper body is diagonal, your lower body is in down dog. Take an inhale, get long, and exhale, sink in here. Let the heart melt. And then walk the hands in to frame the front foot as you spin to the toes of your back foot. We're moving into pigeon from here. If your knee does not like pigeon, you're gonna turn around on your back and take thread the needle. Otherwise, you're gonna heel toe that right foot to the left wrist. Flex it, flex it, flex it. And then maybe even tuck that heel into the hip and let that right knee come down. And then send your left heel back so you get really long. And then uncurl the toes. Inhale, walk the hands up here, lift the heart. Keep that front foot pointed if it's less than 90 degrees or flexed if it's at a full 90. with the shin parallel to the top of the mat. And then exhale and let yourself fold in here. Steady breaths in and out. From here, inhale, walk yourself up. Right hand comes right inside that right shin. You might stay here or curl those left toes up and reach back for the top of the foot, inner edge of the foot, and then pull the foot in. You might stay right here, or that foot might come into the elbow, and your hand might come up. This right arm might stay on the floor. It might extend forward. It might lift up. It might reach back and grab. There's a little lift, squeeze in those inner thighs to lift yourself up. Then release that arm. Set it down. Gently release that foot. Hands come back under the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Three-legged dog. Set that foot down. Feet hip distance, down dog. And then you're going to spin over to the right. Or left, rather. So you're pressing into the outer edge of that right. Inhale back to center. From here, let's take our left leg back and up. And exhale, bring it all the way through for warrior two. Front heel, back arch, lean up. Extend those arms. Adjust your legs as you need to so that that front knee lands over the front ankle. The front heel and back arch are intersecting. From here, flip that front palm up, reach back to your right hand, reverse your warrior. The right hand can just rest on the back of the thigh. The left arm's reaching up and over, the shoulders dropping and the head's dropping. The legs are staying in warrior two. Big inhale here. And then exhale, straighten that leg and inhale, reach through that whole left side. Keep that and just bend back into that front knee. Inhale back through warrior two. Exhale, interlace the hands, switch up the clasps, shoulders roll back, and inhale, lift the heart, lengthen the arms. Exhale, spin to that left thigh and fold in. Knuckles reach up, crown of the head, hanging low. And then hands to the sacrum. Walk them out to the outer edge of your corner of your right mat. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. From here, walk the hands in, spin to the toes of your back foot, land in that runner's lunge. Heel toe the foot to the right for a pigeon. Make sure your foot is active and set the knee down. Send your right heel back and the knee comes down. Uncurl the toes, walk the hands back. Inhale, lengthen here. So a little scissoring in the thighs, a press in the top of that back leg, and then exhale, fold in. You can be on your elbows, on a pillow, on your belly, whatever feels good. That front foot stays super active. The back leg is long. From here, walk up to the hands. Bring that left hand right inside the left shin. Find a scissoring in the inner thighs to lift yourself a bit. Maybe take your right hand to the back of the right thigh. Maybe curl that foot in and grab for the inner edge of the foot. You can inhale, lengthen. Maybe that foot comes into the elbow. Maybe the left arm reaches forward, comes up. Maybe it grabs. Breathing. Wherever you are. Release the hand, set it down, set the foot down, three-legged dog. And exhale, set it down. From here, spin over to the right, lift your left hip high. And inhale back to center, come forward to high plank. And exhale all the way to the belly. From here, bend both knees, reach around and grab for the tops of both ankles. Energize those toes, lift the shoulders, take an inhale. On the exhale, kick your feet into your hands, lift your heart and breathe. And then exhale and lower down. Set your hands under your shoulders, set your feet down, toes curled under. Here, child's pose or down dog for 3 breaths. And then make your way to down dog if you haven't already. Inhale, look to the hands. Bottom of the exhale, step, walk, or float. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. This time on the inhale, sit down into your Utkatasana. Exhale, sit a little deeper. And inhale, stand all the way. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, hands to the heart. From here, shift your weight into your left foot. Pick your right heel up to your bum. Inhale, take both arms up. So this could be your pose right here, working on balance. We're gonna drop that right hand out so that the thumb is back and the pinky's forward and grab for the inner edge of the foot. This could be your pose. Knees drawing together, arm reaching high. Inhale here. And then you're gonna soften that standing leg a little bit just so it's not locked out and kick your ankle into your hand before hinging. Kick, 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 kick. When you can't kick anymore, then you find that hinge. Reaching forward, kicking back, reaching forward, kicking back, and breathing. To come out of it, it's the same action. Kick and reach, kick and reach, kick and reach. From here, let that right arm float up, let that right knee float up. Flex the foot, cross it over the top of the knee for a figure 4. And then exhale, sit down into your figure 4. Hands to the heart here. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, sit down. Keep that standing hip behind your standing knee. And then inhale, stand up, bring that knee up, and exhale, just set it down. Release the hands, pedal out the feet. Inhale here, peel your left heel to your bum, take the arms up, stretch up. Drop the left hand out, thumb back, pinky forward, grab for the inner edge of that foot, and then draw the knees together. Lengthen through that right side body. Take an inhale, get tall. And then as you exhale, kick, 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 and reach without hinging yet. And then find your hinge. Kick and reach, kick and reach, kick and reach. Breathe here. Beautiful. To come out of this, same thing. Kick and reach, kick and reach, kick and reach. From here, bring the arm and the knee up, flex the foot, cross the ankle over the knee, figure 4, inhale, sit up, exhale, sit down. Let the hands rest to the heart. And then from here, inhale, stand up, bring that knee up. And you're gonna step wide with that foot. Now you're just gonna heel toe the feet apart, heels in line with one another, toes maybe slightly pigeon-toed. Inhale, stretch the arms out and take them behind you, shoulders back. Lift your kneecaps, squeeze your inner thighs, lift the heart, and exhale forward. Let the head go, let the knuckles lift. And then set your hands to your sacrum. Walk them over towards the right foot. From here, you're going to come into Skandasana. Turn your right toes at a diagonal and bend the knee, flipping the left toes up. Now your heel may or may not be on the ground. Just make sure your toes and your knees pointing the same way. Then from here, snuggle that right arm in and inhale, just float that left arm up. You can take a bind here if you like. And then hands come down, exhale, take it right up and over to the other side. Snuggle that left arm in, inhale, float that right arm up. And then set that hand down, press right back up. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. From here, heel toe your feet in to just wider than your hips, and exhale, sit your knees down to the floor and walk them back onto your mat. Okay, from here's where you may very well want a block to sit on, or you're gonna sit right between your heels. And then you're either gonna stay here, you want your knees pointing forward in front of your hips, about hip distance, and the toes pointing straight back from your heels, from your knees. So you have this full line from the knees back to the toes. Block is a great thing to have here, just to make sure that you're not feeling any compressions. You can be up on a block and you can stay right here. Or if your sits bones are down and you want to go a little bit further, you might drop back onto your elbows. So finding that inner rotation of the thighs. Now, as soon as your knees pop off the ground or want to come wider than your hips, that's where you pause. You might stay here, or you might lie down on your back. Take another couple breaths here, wherever you are. And then to come out of it, same way you came in, come up to the elbows, keep squeezing those inner thighs together and anchoring them down, come up to the hands. And then take the hands in front of you, press up off of your knees, walk the ankles behind the knees and just tap out the top of the feet. Bring the knees together, curl the toes under, sit back on the heels for a moment. And then roll over the feet, land down onto your bum. Scoot yourself so that you have plenty of room to lie down. Extend the arms, take an inhale and exhale. Roll yourself all the way down to the earth. From here, take the knees in wide to the shoulders and rock side to side. And then take your left foot to the ground, but hug your right knee into the right shoulder. Roll out your ankle. And then cross your right knee right on top of your left and extend your arms. Slide your hips over to the right so you land slightly on that left glute, and then drop the knees to the left and look to the right. Back of the right shoulder's anchored. Spreading the breath across the collarbones, the chest, the arms. Around the thigh, around the spine and the outer hips, and that outer right hip away from your shoulder. And then inhale and unwind that. Bring the hips back to neutral. Slide your right ankle on your knee like you're gonna do figure four, and then heel toe your left foot to the outer edge of the left side of the mat. And then drop both knees to the right. Now, if this hurts your knee, if there's any pressure in your knee, unhook that top foot. Otherwise, both feet are flexed. Inhale and unwind that. Bring the left foot back in line with the hip. Extend that right leg up and just circle out your ankle. And then set the right knee down, the right foot down, and draw the left knee into the left shoulder. Circle out your ankle. And then take that left leg, cross it right on top of the right, arms out, hips to the left, knees drop to the right. And inhale and unwind that, hips back to neutral, ankle above the knee. Walk the right foot to the outer edge of your mat, right side, and drop over to the left. And then inhale and unwind. Bring the foot back in line. Extend that leg up. Circle up. Set that foot down as well. Take both knees wide to the shoulders again, and then find your happy baby. Soles the feet to the ceiling. Rock yourself side to side, and maybe take one leg extended and then the other. Maybe both legs extend. Bring the soles of the feet together right above your chest and drop them down, knees wide. And then release them all the way to the floor. Supta Baddha Konasana. You can have pillows to the outer thighs. Let the hands come to the belly and just take some big breaths here. And then from here, take one big cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it out the mouth. And then let yourself release into your final resting pose. Relax the shoulders out of the ears, relax the arms and the legs, move the hips around a little bit here. Windshield wiper the feet. Close the eyes. Settle the breath. Settle the body, settle the mind. The whole body surrender down into the earth. And just rest. Life is mostly quiet by M. Claire. Believe me, you don't have to know. Not so much that you render yourself helpless in the face of what life brings next. So make peace with knowing very little about love, about others, about how life should be. Make amends with how things are, not knowing a thing. Walk with gentle knees, ready to drop to them at any moment that life dictates. Keep an empty hand so that it can be brought to your heart when a grief arrives. Make up a bed that you can fall into as your own comforting arms. We come to find that life is mostly quiet. It asks us to live by our knowing while surrendering that very same thing. It vibrates easily around us, candid and benevolent. You see, it's only when we root ourselves solid in some knowing again that life seems to have to shout, rises lovingly from its whisper. If you wish to stay in Shavasana, stay just as you are. If you're ready to begin transitioning to the rest of your day, just start by once again noticing the breath. Feeling the quality of the breath. Noticing any shifts in the breath, in your body. When you're ready, start to deepen your breath. Start to bring some movement back into your body. Letting one hand come to rest on your heart, one hand come to rest on your belly. Feel into that connection with yourself, that deep knowing, that connection with your heart of hearts. Send yourself love and gratitude, compassion and respect. And come back to your own intention. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we be awakened to the light of our true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing and kindness for all beings. If you are able to stay resting in Shavasana, please stay. If you're ready to move on to the rest of your day, move slowly and gently, taking any additional movement you might want. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.